characteristics of purity and examine your own heart and see areas of which you personally can improve as a person of wisdom. And so that will help you in your personal life, your family life, and it will certainly be beneficial in the church life. There's enough false wisdom going around in the world. We don't need any more additions. Okay, there's plenty. What we need is some people with true heaven-sent wisdom. And so I encourage you to listen that way. He is going to put these in categories. I'm just trying to fill in some things, but he's going to look at the area of attitude, he's going to look at the area of action, and the area of accounting or judgment. So he'll break those 7 characteristics into 3 groupings. Our attitude, our actions, how we actually act and live things out, and then our accounting or our judging of relationships and matters. Purity is going to look like this in these 3 areas. If I'm pure, then I'm going to have an attitude a certain way, I'm going to have actions a certain way, and my judgments are going to be a certain way. That's going to be the result if my heart is pure. Okay, so that's how he's unfolding this thing before us. So let's begin to work through this. Number 1, but the wisdom from above is first pure. From above. I think I've already mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. True wisdom cannot, it will not, and it is not derived from an earthly source. I went to seminary for 15 years. Big whoop. It does not produce wisdom. I mean, it was important, but just because I went to a place where they give an education does not mean that makes me wise. There's a lot of smart people who are fools. Okay? So just going to an earthly institution doesn't guarantee wisdom. And so we need to understand at least that if we, I or you, are going to have true wisdom, it must be derived from above. Wisdom is a top-down model. All the wisdom exists with Him, and He dispenses at His will. So if there's any wisdom I need for my life today or any other day, my first priority is to go to the God of wisdom and ask for wisdom, because it comes down from above. And so I must seek it there. By the way, it's very important. Many of you will never darken the doors of a seminary. That's fine. But you can be very, very wise in your life if you find your wisdom in God. You find your wisdom from Him. You can be a great father, you can be a great mother, a great grandparent, you can be a great church member, you can be a great community citizen. You can function and live these things out for the glory of God in your community if you derive your wisdom from Him. You say, well, how do I do that? Ask. Ask, and it will be given. Why? Because He's generous. And he loves to give wisdom to His children. James 1:5. He loves to give wisdom, so ask of wisdom and continue to seek Him that He would give it. Now, this wisdom that comes down from above, first of all and foremost of all, it is pure. It is pure. The word for pure and the word for holy in the Greek text are synonyms. They're the same. Pure and holy have the same root function to them. There's not really a separation between the two. If it's pure, it's holy. If it's holy, it's pure. And you remember in 1 Peter 1:16, I believe, he says, "Be ye holy, for I am holy," as he quoted from Leviticus 19:2. And the whole chapter of Leviticus 19 bears out that one principle, that Christ, or the Godhead, is holy, beyond dispute. Or we go to Isaiah 6, and we look at Isaiah 6, and the prophet says, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty." That's who God is. He is holy, He is pure, He is undefiled or undefilable. That's who He is in His very essence, His being, or His character. If we know anything about the Godhead, we must know that. He is not like us. You know, He's not like Coke. He's not like anything else you want to compare Him to. You can compare God to any lesser thing, because it will not work. He is holy, infinitely above everything. And this holy God says that we are to be holy. that we are to be pure. That wisdom that comes from Him is a wisdom that is unlike any other. His wisdom is His wisdom alone. It is derived from Him. You remember a text in Philippians. He says, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure or whatever is holy or whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there's any excellence, if there's anything worth praise, he says, think about these things. You want something to think about? You want something to occupy your time this week? I can help you greatly with this. Turn the TV off, turn the Facebook off, turn the computer off, turn the cell phone off, find a place where it's quiet, and think upon the things of God. He's pure and He's holy. He's undefilable in word, speech, and action. Think upon Him. He's lovely, He's excellent, He's good, He's all of these things and infinitely more. Think upon Him in order that your mind could be shaped and formed into that which is pure. I can assure you of this. You're not going to have purity of mind and purity of heart meditating upon things of the world. This is not going to happen. It's just going to bring more convolution. It's going to bring more confusion. It's going to bring a convoluted sense to your brain, and everything gets all meshed together. You want your mind to be right, you're going to have to meditate upon things higher than this earth. I know the preacher says these things, but they are true. Everything here is a vapor. It's passing. It's not going to be here long, and boom, we're going to be gone. 86 years goes by fast, does it not? I'm halfway to 86 already. It's gone. So let us meditate upon that which is pure. Wisdom from above is first pure. It's a characteristic of God. It's undefiled, it's innocent, it's blameless, and I love this definition of purity. Free from self-interest. Wisdom from above is free from self-interest. Now hold the wagon, if we can use that phrase. Most all decisions in America that we make are somehow tied to selfish ambition. How I can improve myself, how I can do this. It always centers around me. But wisdom that's from above is counter to that way of thinking. It's the totally opposite. Pure wisdom is wisdom that thinks outside of self on the behalf of something else. Pure wisdom looks to one greater than self for the fulfillment of life. That's the way pure wisdom is. Purity, by the way, is to be sought after. You know, so how does this sermon apply to me? Purity is to be sought after. What did Jesus say? Blessed are the pure in heart. Why are they so blessed? Anybody know? They shall see? They shall see God? I'm thinking that's pretty blessed. I want to seek purity because it's those who have a pure heart, they're the ones that are going to see God. And when this deal's done, when this thing comes to an end and they put me 6 feet under, the only thing I want to see is God. That's the blessing above all blessing. So, blessed are the pure in heart. So I want to seek to have a pure heart. The psalmist said what? Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I'll be whiter than snow. Create in me a clean heart, a pure heart, a holy heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. When there was some kind of sin that affected the psalmist, oh, cleanse me, purify me, wash me, and make me whiter than snow. He longed after a pure heart. 1 John 3 says, Beloved, we are God's children now, and what we will be has not yet appeared. But we know this, that when He appears, this is good news if your heart's right with the Lord. But we know this, that when He appears, we shall be like Him. Because we shall see Him as He is. And watch this. Everyone who thus hopes in Him, they do something. Everyone who has this hope that we're going to be like Him, we're going to go into the presence of this pure God. Everyone who has that, they do something. He says what? They purifies himself as He is pure. Because God's pure, I'm purifying myself because the one I want to be like is Him. True wisdom has that effect upon us, right? True wisdom sees the purity of the Godhead, and in viewing the purity of the Godhead and meditating upon the purity of the Godhead, the right heart says what? I desire to be like Him. What is He going to take? This must go, that must go, this other thing must go, and I'm going to receive all of this. Your words have been a warning to me, and if I keep them, there's great reward. It's wisdom from above. You want wisdom from below? It's not hard to find. Wisdom from below. You need more money. You need more things. You need to be more busy. What you need is you need 16 jobs. You also need to manage your 16 jobs with your phone, and you need to match your phone with your computer. And that way you can keep up with everything that's going on in a whole world that you don't even care about anyways. And then you can manage all of that, and then you can put your kids in everything that's under the sun, and you could schedule them out for the rest of 50 years in order that you never have any time with your wife, you never really have any true time with your kids, you never have time to serve the living God, you can't ever go on a mission trip because you'll never have time for that either. And by the way, you won't have any money because you'll have to have a new car to go to your job, and you'll have to have a car to take your kids to your daycare, and you'll have to do all of these things, and we'll have you so busy that you'll just be running from one thing to the other, and when you lay down at night, you're just completely exhausted, and you lay down with a guilty heart because you hadn't invested into that which matters. That's worldly wisdom. It's what worldly wisdom produces. And so America runs around in a chaotic mess just trying to figure out where the end is, and they don't even know where the start was. That's wisdom that is more akin to hell than it is to heaven. You know what I've noticed? I'm not old. I'm 43. Some may say I'm old, and that's fine, but I'm not old in the relation of the length of life. But I know this, that the longer I live, the less I become interested in. The longer I live, the less I'm interested in. I understand keeping up with 50 things. I understand going to school full-time, racing motocross full-time, going to church full-time, doing family full-time. And there were so many full-times going on, I wasn't doing part-time in anything. Okay? So I understand that. And now at 43, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to invest in that which matters because all that other stuff's killing me.